Tanjiro isn't the strongest demon slayer in his universe, what sets him apart is his innovative approach to swordsmanship, and his absolute refusal to lose hope and give up. But what if Tanjiro's creativity went a step further? Would he be able to surpass the likes of Gyomei and Sanemi? In today's video, we'll explore what would happen if Tanjiro learned every single breathing style in Demon Slayer. Now, the first issue here is sorting out whether Tanjiro can even master the other breathing techniques, but there's a little detail that proves he can. In canon Demon Slayer, all breathing techniques trace back to one source, sun breathing, created by the legendary Yoriichi Tsugikuni. Sun breathing was later split into the 5 core breathing styles: water, flame, thunder, wind, and stone. Every other breathing style is derived from or connected to the 5 core breathing styles. So think about it, sun breathing is the progenitor of all the breathing styles, with Yoriichi creating modified versions to suit his students' individual strengths. If Tanjiro masters the original, why couldn't he access all of its branches? We already know that Tanjiro masters water breathing after training with Uroko Daki, but the next critical development is when he faces off against Daki and Gyutaro in the Entertainment District arc. While fighting Daki, Tanjiro borrows the concept of concentrating energy into your legs from thunder breathing, and uses it to dash forward and close the distance between him and Daki. In our storyline, Tanjiro has a breakthrough after the Entertainment District arc, while recovering from his battle wounds. Meditating on his family's dance and the connections between all breathing styles, he realizes sun breathing is the master key. Tanjiro starts experimenting by working with Zenitsu and Inosuke first. He mixes water's fluidity with thunder's explosive speed and the raw aggression of beast breathing, and just like that, he begins crafting an entirely new approach to demon slaying. Before we jump into how this changes the story, let's break down the major breathing styles and why they're perfect for different situations. Sun breathing is Tanjiro's foundation in this scenario, as it's the most effective against upper moon demons. However, sun breathing's immense power puts a lot of strain on Tanjiro's body, and rapidly drains his energy. Water breathing is ideal for defense and transitions, and we can easily imagine Tanjiro using this as his main weapon, as it isn't too draining. Meanwhile, Rengoku's flame breathing embodies the raw, destructive power of fire, with simple but devastatingly powerful strikes. As we covered earlier, thunder breathing focuses on producing lightning-fast speed, focusing on the legs, and is perfect for blitz attacks and dodging. Sound breathing is similar to thunder in speed, but also incorporates the use of explosives and loud noise to disorient enemies, which can be a useful trump card. Stone breathing might be a bit tricky for Tanjiro, as Gyomei uses his flail and axe to balance offense and defense. But if he adapts it to be used with his sword, stone breathing could be used to both deal and defend against heavy blows. Sanemi's wind breathing and Inosuke's beast breathing are related styles that are known for their aggressive strikes and relentless cutting power. We can imagine Tanjiro using these styles in do-or-die situations, where defending is no longer an option. Serpent breathing and mist breathing are similar in the sense that they rely on stealth and misdirection, which makes them great for testing strong opponents before directly engaging them. Flower breathing is a style derived from water breathing with a focus on precision to land powerful and lethal strikes, and would be a great support option when Tanjiro is fighting with his allies. While love breathing relies a bit on Mitsuri's unique body composition, the elements of acrobatics and flexibility can be used by Tanjiro when he's fighting multiple opponents. Insect breathing is a unique style derived from flower breathing, practiced only by Shinobu Kocho, because she isn't strong enough to behead demons. And the fast stabbing and thrusting attacks could be a useful surprise weapon. Now, some of you might be wondering about moon breathing, and while Tanjiro should technically be able to use it, the problem is that he has no way to learn the technique as he never encounters Kokushibo. Our story resumes in the Swordsmith village arc, and Tanjiro only has access to sound, thunder, beast, and flower breathing, in addition to his canon techniques. The battle against Hantengu becomes a bit easier, as Tanjiro can use sound breathing to elevate his speed and distract Hantengu's clones. In the original timeline, Hantengu's main body hiding in the forest was a major problem for Tanjiro, but this time he has a way to deal with it. Using beast breathing's 7th form spatial awareness, he detects the tiny body running away with heightened senses and tracks it down rapidly. Given that beast breathing is perfect for fighting in forests, Tanjiro keeps up with Arami with ease, and is able to keep his focus on the main body when Genya joins in for support. With Tanjiro's versatility, he supports Genya, Nezuko, and Mitsuri far more effectively. Genya is actually able to return to help out Mitsuri, and the damage done to the Swordsmith village is far lower in this timeline. Not much happened during the Hashira training arc in the original timeline, but it becomes a pivotal moment in our story as this is where Tanjiro learns all the other breathing styles. Picture this. Tanjiro arrives at each training session, not only with the goal of improving his physical condition, but also to develop hybrid techniques that he can use in battle. With Gyomei, Tanjiro studies not only repetitive action, but also learns the defensive principles of stone breathing and how to overwhelm his opponents. He even approaches the former Hashira Shinjiro Rengoku to learn flame breathing as a tribute to his mentor, Kyojuro Rengoku. Tanjiro also helps his peers reach new heights, as he helps Inosuke refine beast breathing by showing him the wind breathing roots his style came from. With the knowledge he gained from watching Sanemi, Tanjiro introduces the right fundamentals to Inosuke's wild techniques, making him even more effective. When Zenitsu hears about Jigoro's death and begins developing the thunder-breathing 7th form, Flaming Thunder God, he approaches Tanjiro for help. With proper battle testing, Zenitsu is even better prepared for his showdown with Kaigaku. The Infinity Castle arc is pure chaos when Nakime pulls everyone into her twisted dimension for the final battle against the Upper Moons. While everyone else struggles in their respective battles, Tanjiro is able to use breathing styles to adapt to every challenge the castle throws at him. Nakime's constantly shifting architecture causes problems for coordination in the original timeline, but Tanjiro knows that stone breathing uses the ground and surroundings to create powerful, sturdy attacks. Like Gyomei, Tanjiro smashes through shifting floors and walls, creating stable paths for him to attack Akaza. Akaza killed Rengoku, and Tanjiro hasn't forgotten. So when he faces the Upper Moon 3 alongside Giyu, he channels pure flame breathing as a tribute to his fallen mentor. Every strike burns with Rengoku's spirit, but Tanjiro realizes that Akaza's compass needle ability lets him predict attacks by tracking fighting spirit. He abandons flame breathing to enter the selfless state, and when Akaza struggles to locate Tanjiro, he coordinates with Giyu to land the finishing blow. The fight is still tough, but it's faster and cleaner with Giyu taking less damage. Now the real question is whether Tanjiro would be able to help out with any of the other Upper Moon battles, but the issue is that many of the deaths happened relatively early. Even though Muichiro and Genya fought to the end against Kokushibo, their fatal injuries were sustained right at the start of the battle. Similarly, Kanao and Inosuke barely had enough time to get to Doma before he killed Shinobu. So we don't prevent any of the deaths from the Upper Moon battles, but the Sunrise Countdown against Muzan is a completely different story. In canon, this was a grueling, desperate race against time, as Muzan's whip attacks, flesh mutations, and pure power pushed everyone to their absolute limits. But in this timeline, Tanjiro doesn't need to be protected by the Hashira. Instead, he's the one saving others. When Muzan unleashes his devastating whip attacks that can shred multiple demon slayers at once, Tanjiro counters with Wind Breathing's first form, Dust Whirlwind Cutter, to deflect them. Sound Breathing's explosive techniques are exactly what's missing on the battlefield to disrupt Muzan's attacks, and Tanjiro distracts the Demon King to create openings for Sanemi and Gyomei. But here's where the true power of knowing all the breathing styles shows. Sun Breathing's 13th form continuously performs all 12 forms in repetitive succession to destroy Muzan's 12 vital organs. Tanjiro activates the 13th form, but this time, it's enhanced by every other breathing style's essence. Water's flow makes the transition smoother. Thunder's speed makes it faster. Flame's power makes it stronger. Wind's aggression makes it relentless, and Stone's defense protects him during execution. It's the ultimate combination powered by every derived style, creating a devastating attack sequence that Muzan in his weakened state simply cannot defend against. As dawn approaches and the sun threatens to rise, Muzan desperately tries to escape or evolve further, but Tanjiro won't let him. Mitsuri, Gyomei, and Obanai survive to the very end of this timeline, and they put even more pressure on the Demon King as Tamayo's drug destroys his cells. Tanjiro beheads Muzan just as the sun begins to rise, but unlike canon where he almost survives, this Muzan is so weakened that the sun finishes him off instantly. Tanjiro collapses from exhaustion because the cost of rapidly switching between breathing styles is that it takes a massive toll on his body. But even though he's battered and bruised, Tanjiro is alive, surrounded by friends, and the demon threat is finally over. So what do you think of this timeline? Is Tanjiro a bigger threat than if he just used pure sun breathing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.